Yo, what is going on, everybody? Caveman Jack back for another album reaction / review, and we are back live from the studio. Yo, hopefully you guys are having a fantastic week. Now, for this week's album reaction, this is something that I've been looking forward to doing for quite some time. I'm very, very interested to see how this one sounds. Today, I'm going to be reacting to the band Rage Against the Machine. Now, it is early morning and I'm still waking up, yet I imagine this album will probably wake me up a little bit quicker. From what I've heard about Rage Against the Machine, they are quite heavy in sound, go for more of a harder rock. Now, on the channel, we haven't listened to a lot of hard rock. I'd probably say the closest we've gotten to that sound is probably Linkin Park. It's probably the heaviest stuff we've checked out on the channel. Muse, at times as well, can be quite heavy. One of my favorite rap artists, Denzel Curry, a couple of years ago did a cover of Bulls on Parade. Now, I don't think Bulls on Parade is on this album, no. But did a cover of Bulls on Parade, and that was wild. That was unreal, man. So I'm actually very, very intrigued by the sound that this band goes for. Yeah, I have no idea really what to expect. I just think it's going to be quite heavy. But we'll go into it, have a bit of fun. Let's just listen to the sounds and construction of this album and the sounds that this band likes to present. I'm going to be listening to their self-titled album, Rage Against the Machine. You guys in the comments might be able to tell me what is some of their best work. So if I do return to this band, I have a bit of an idea of where to head to next. But let's get into it. This is Rage Against the Machine by Rage Against the Machine. Okay. Sounds like a Crash Bandicoot level, like one of those bonus levels in Crash Bandicoot. Okay, he's spitting. See through the news and the views that twist reality. You're enough, I call them bluff. For better this destiny. And loads in power halls, all my people, they took turns. Just beat the suits I ignite, and then watch them burn. Burn, burn, yes you're gonna 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 burn. Another funky radical Bombtrack started as a sketch in my notebook. And now don't post fake books, take another look. My thoughts are here and you begin to fear that your car will get pulled if you interfere. Burn, burn, yes you're gonna burn. 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 Oh, okay. Bombtrack. Man, I didn't really expect to hear that much of a hip-hop influence. It did sound like he was spitting throughout that track. I guess it does sound a lot like Bulls on Parade in a lot of ways, that kind of flow. I didn't know if when Denzel covered Bulls on Parade, that was kind of like his influence on it, and it certainly was. You could feel like his influence on the cover, but that same flow, it's prevalent in the original band's tracks as well, it seems. So that's exciting. What I found really awesome when I checked out Linkin Park was that hip-hop influence. I'd never really heard that rockier sound collaborating with hip-hop like it did on those two projects that I've listened to from them. And the reaction that people were having when the band was getting back together and performing shows again was pretty big. So I imagine this band has influenced a lot of people, has influenced a lot of bands, and has a lot of fans. So let's keep it going. Killing in the Name. bad after that.
Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Killing in the name of.
It's pretty tough, man. Tough instrumentation. I can really imagine their concerts just be like,
Now you do what they told you.
you know what I mean? Everyone would just be just fucking rocking out, man.
Now you do what they told you. And 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 now you do what they told you. Those who died are justified. But wearing the badge and you're chosen white. You're justified. Those that died but wearing the badge and you're chosen white. Killing in the name of. Killing in the name of. Now you do what they told you. And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told you.
Oh, you hear that? Guitars raising to that.
Those who died are justified. But wearing the badge, they get chosen white. You're justified. Those that died, but wearing the badge, they get chosen white. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
This song is tough as hell, man. Sheesh. My God. The idea of the band's name, Rage Against the Machine, is that like the idea of rising up against like powers that seem to try to control us, just like unnecessary killing? Is that what it's kind of referring to? Like, but it's because it's in the name of something that's supposed to be good. Is it therefore the right thing to be doing? And can we justify these deaths? Either way, he was empowered and passionate on this song. You could feel that rage. I mean, you know, funnily enough, the band's name is Rage Against the Machine. And just in the way that he's kind of spitting, like he really is got this kind of ferocious fire to him. I like that both tracks so far, they haven't been extremely complex sounding in terms of the instrumentation. They've got some really strong guitar play here on both tracks that kind of push these songs through and they keep you locked in. And what's good is when you have like the little shifts in sound, there doesn't need to be this huge overhaul of sounds when they go to the pre-chorus or they go to a verse. All they have to do is slightly just reduce the sound for a second, give the song a little space to breathe, and then let that guitar come back in with its kind of just intensity. And you already kind of you've missed the guitar. Even if it's for a split second, you've missed that sound of the guitar. So when it comes back in, you're like, yeah, I missed it. I can just tell from these first two songs that there's a fire in this band's belly as they sing these songs. I take the power back. Yeah, very, very much this idea of retrieving power from societal constricts or controls that have been placed on regular individuals in society. Very industrial sounding, you know what I mean? Very that real kind of underground rising up through the ashes mentality. Damn.
Yeah, shit in.
Damn, it's got a bit of Public Enemy feel to it.
The right light study becomes insight for the system that this stuff teaches us to read and write. So-called facts are fraud. He wants to elect pleasure bound down into their god. Lost the culture lost. Spun on
good guitar playing, man.
The red, white, and blue disguise. Lecture a bunch of the structure of life. Dove in our minds and attempted to hold us back.
That bass line,
We got
man.
to take it back. Holes in the spirit causing tears and fears. One-sided stories for years and years and years. Hey, yo, check. We're gonna have to break it down. Oh, shit!
Feels like very much like a revolution of sounds, you know? It's like this rebellion. The sounds are rebellious, the lyricism is rebellious, very empowering, stand up and fight.
Come on! Yeah! Put it back the other way! The teacher stands in front of the class, but the lesson plan he can't recall. The students' eyes don't perceive the lies mounting on every fucking wall. Closure is well kept. I guess he fears playing the fool. The place that students sit and listen to that bullshit that he learned in school. You're up, ain't my rope to swing on. Can't learn a thing from it, then we hang from it. Gotta get it, the weatherman. Like a motherfucking weatherman. Yeah, we gotta take the power back.
Oh, we like that. That's really nice. Really nice.
No more lies. No more lies. No more lies. No more lies. No more lies.
Damn, that was like the softest section we've ever heard so far. Take the power back. Again, they've got really great hooks. These songs are very catchy. And as soon as you first hear it the first time, you're like, oh, that's tough, that's tough. And then by the third time or fourth time, you are singing it, man. Take the power. It's time to take the power back. That was catchy. Every time that line came on, I was singing it. Really great use of the bass guitar on this song. Started off the song, and then once we got into the first chorus, you heard it come in, and I really enjoyed how they utilized both the electric and the bass guitar on this one. Again, he was spitting this kind of rebellious, kind of raise up against the power. And at the end there, we had this really beautiful, soft section, and you could just, you know, it was very soft. And it's you know, when you hear heavier kind of sounds for a good chunk of what we've heard so far, and then all of a sudden we get this really soft section, it does feel quite unique and does stand out because you're not expecting it. Really nice, really soft, as he was just saying, no more lies, no more lies. And as it was building, you're like, it's going to come back. That heavy guitar is going to come back, and it did. Really great outro of that song. So far, each track I've really enjoyed. I felt they've all been quite unique. They have that same tone, same consistent message, but instrumentally, we're kind of getting a little bit of diversity. That guitar's just giving me some Nirvana vibes.
Jail cells, freedom from the pain in my home.
Okay. Bit softer this one so far.
Passed on. A world of violent rage, but it's one that I can recognize. Having never seen the color of my father's eyes.
It's like we're building.
Got a
It's like
nine,
we're
a
building to
sign,
the
a
chorus.
set, and now I got a name. Read my writing on the wall.
Oh, it's heavy, this one.
No one's here to catch me when I fall.
Effective transition back down to this softer sound.
Jail cell is freedom from the pain in my home. Hatred passed on, and passed on. And the system, genocide.
Some heavy lyricism, man.
Read my writing on the wall. No one's here to catch me when I fall.
Wow.
action now. We'll settle for nothing later. We'll settle for nothing now. And we'll settle for nothing later. If we don't take action now, we'll settle for nothing later.
Settle for Nothing was quite a passionate plea. I think that's the heaviest track we've heard so far. But it's quite interesting. We also had a lot more dynamics on that song, it seems. Quite sad lyricism, almost like a plea to act now. Because if you don't act now, then you're going to have nothing later. Predicting the future and how worthless or lifeless the future seems in this band's eyes if we don't act now. Probably my least favorite song on the album so far. But what I can appreciate from that track was just how effective they were at really bringing down the pace of that song and kind of bringing it more underground than it already sounded. And just being really candid with the listener. But again, drums were punchy, guitars were good once again. The guitars are very much a standout on this project. The message remains consistent, but we're getting different looks at that message and that rage against the machine mentality. It's nice bass.
This time the bullet cold rock job. A yellow ribbon instead of a swastika. Nothing proper about your propaganda. Who's for the rules when the set commands ya? Stood and watched as the feds go centralized. So serene on the screen, you was mesmerized. Cellular phone sounding a death tone. Corporations cold turn you to stone before you realize. They load the clip in army color.
Yeah, that bass man is really just riding that beat right now.
Just victims of the in-house drive-by. They say don't you say how high. Yeah. Just victims of the in-house drive-by. They say don't you say how high. Just victims of the in-house drive-by. They say don't you say how high.
So this guitar, the patience on when the guitar comes in is really good.
They say don't you say how high.
It's nice layering there. Man, imagine this shit live, man. Imagine this live. It's wild.
Standing in line, leaving the lines. You're bowing down to the flag. You got a bullet in your head. A bullet in your head. A bullet in your head.
A bullet in your head.
A bullet in your head. A bullet in your head. A bullet in your head.
It's rising, man.
A bullet in your head. A bullet in the head. A bullet in your 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 head.
Again, a ruckus of instrumentation. It was quite wild, quite chaotic, but I think, again, message remains the same. The bass guitar was really good on that track. I really enjoyed how that one played through. I wonder if this was their debut. Because if this was their debut, this really does share to the audience. This is our message. This is our sound. As a first-time listener, I'm getting exactly what the band I think is trying to share with me. Their tone, the sounds that they can create, and the energy as well. I'm getting a lot of these quick introductions to this band very quickly, and I think they're not being ambiguous about their message and their story. And it's quite off the bat, you know straight away, this is what we're getting on this album. And we're going to do it well. I'm really starting to notice that bass guitar really shining now. I mustn't have taken notice of it in the earlier tracks.
Yeah, we're coming back in with another bomb track.
Hey. Guitars all the way on the right side, drums coming on the left. Ooh.
With inside and a raised fist, a witness to the slit wrist as we move into 92. Still in a room without a view. You
has
got
that
to know,
guitar
you
on
got
the
to
back.
know. Now when I say go, 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 amp up and amplify, defy. I'm a brother with a furious mind.
I was born to rage against them. That's a bar.
Do your enemy. Complacent. The T, the E, the F, the I, the A, the N, the C, the E. Mind of a revolutionary. So clear the lane. The finger to the land of the chains. We don't need the key, we'll break it. I got no patience.
Wow, okay. A bit delay on that voice. Guitar is quirky as. It's really industrial sounding, like real robotic. This instrumentation. We're getting a nice different effects on this, array of effects on this song. Shit, man, this is a great project.
They're the teachers who taught me to fight me. Compromise, conformity, assimilation, submission, ignorance, hypocrisy.
Again, this idea of knowing your enemy, pretty self-explanatory. I think this song really delivers on that message again. But I love the fact that there was an array of effects on the guitar throughout that song. So instead of just having that main electric just kind of driving the song and playing it simple, they had quite a lot of shifts and effects they added to it throughout the song, which did add dynamics, added diversity to that track. So you were going in different kind of lanes. It was really nice. It was good. I think a couple of the tracks we've just had that just strictly standard electric guitar. But this one in particular, we were allowed a little bit more freedom in it. So it had these quirky sounds. It had a little bit of room to breathe at sections where we just focused in on it. And you heard like this, that real robotic sounding effect that they put on it, the real wavy effect. We had that section where there was a little bit of delay on the main vocalist. And it was very just stripped back there. Yeah, really nice. And again, the bass guitar, I keep hearing it now. I keep focusing in on it whenever I hear it. And I'm like, sounds pretty tough. Wake up. Really tough intros, man. This is a tough intro. Oh, there it is again. There's that effect. It's almost like a voice. like a robot voice. Oh yeah. Yeah.
What was the price on his head? What was the price on his head? Think I heard a shot.
Listen to that. Nice layering there.
I think I heard a shot.
Wake Up, a 6-minute heavy piece, man. Just rocketing. That whole song was just bang. Their message was, it's time to wake up. Wake up from the immoral, unethical values that are being forced down from higher powers, whatever that may be. Now, I think what's great about this band is that you can take the message how you want to take it. Whatever kind of demons you're trying to rise up against, you can use these messages and these songs to feel empowered to fight back against those demons. Anthems of sorts of rebellion and fighting back. Very distorted, the guitar right now. Oh, now we're getting a bit more clearer with the drums coming in. There's that bass guitar again.
Silence, something about silence makes me sick. Cause silence can be violent, sorta like a slit wrist. The vibe was suicide, then you would push the
Oh, how's that guitar, man? They made it sound like a real kind of scream almost, like a siren. Tight.
Microphone with a fistful of steel. With a fistful of steel. With a fistful of steel. The silent sheep slipping, ripping, tripping. Give you a glimpse of the reality I'm gripping. Stepping into the jam and I'm slamming like Shaquille. That
Shaquille
rips
O'Neal
the
shout out.
microphone with a fistful of steel.
Oh.
And I won't stop, 'cause I know the power of the question.
It's like record scratching. It's almost like record scratching electric guitar here.
Mind full of fire, fist full of steel. And if the vibe was suicide, then you would push the button. But if you're bowing down, then let me do the cutting.
Oh man, can feel the rage, man. Can feel the rage. Fistful of Steel. Every time there's been a couple tracks where it started and I've been like, guitar's tough, it's good, but it needs to be something that kind of drags me in. And fortunately, every time they seem to provide a new effect on the guitar or intricate sound effect either on the bass guitar, on the electric guitar, on his vocals that kind of just locks you back into the song. That song was no different. Fistful of Steel started, I was kind of like, okay, this sounds like a couple of tracks we've already heard. But then we just hear a couple of different shifts on the bridge there. At the end there, that was like kind of like an air pump on the guitar. I don't know how to explain it. It was trippy, but these different sounds, they add a lot of different depths to these tracks. And that's what allows them to be more unique.
Rebel, rebel, and yell. 'Cause the people still dwell in hell. Locked in a cell, just the structures of
is that? It's like you got a ruler at the end of a table and you're just like going bam, 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 bam.
There can be no sequel. Now freedom must be fundamental. In Johannesburg or South Central. On the mic, cause someone just tell the king of the Township Rebellion. Yeah,
I like these tough kind of beats. It kind of just slows the pace of the song down just slightly. It adds a real toughness, a real edge to it.
Yeah, so you thought you could get with the hard rhymes and fill your mind. Thoughts, battles,
Can't get over that noise, man.
Yes, all display the fitness, then fit like a gymnast. Raise my fist and resist. Sleep though we stand in the midst of a war. Gotta get mine, gotta get more. Keeping the mic warm against the norm. Now freedom must be fundamental. In Johannesburg or South Central. On the mic, cause someone should tell them the king of the Township Rebellion. Why stand on a silent platform? Fight the war. Fuck the norm. Why stand on a silent platform? Fight the war. Fuck the norm. Why?
The pace changes again.
What's it gonna take?
Oh man, that rage is coming out now.
Shackled our minds when they're left on the cross.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
When ignorance reigns, life is lost.
They love these sections where they just build and build and build, and then the guitars are heavy back.
Shackled our minds and you're left on the cross. When ignorance reigns, life is lost. Lost. Why stand on a silent platform? Fight the war. Fuck the norm. Why stand on a silent platform? Fight the war. Fuck the norm.
What was really great about that track was they kept shifting from a certain beat to another beat. It was like a slower beat for the chorus and then a much more kind of like regular beat for the verses. Again, we heard a couple of effects. We heard that ruler sounding thing, like that bow, 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 which I think it might have been a bass guitar now. It just had a real presence about it, that beat. And because the chorus was very simple, you know, like fight the war, F the norm, it didn't really need, it gave those kind of, those two lines, which were really hard hitting in the context of this song, it gave those two lines space to breathe while remaining gritty because, you know, the instrumentation was tough. Even from 1992 when this album was released, I could still feel their rage listening to it. You can still feel they were so empowered to share this message. That must have been a great transition, I imagine.
Solo. I'm a soloist on a solo list. All live, never on a floppy disk. Inca, bottle of ink. Some rebellion, drawn up by the thoughts I think. Yeah, brother, did you forget your name? Did you lose it on the wall playing tic-tac-toe? Yo, check the diagonal. 3 brothers going, come on. Doesn't that make it 3 in a row?
That's a bar. These are bars, man. Again, industrial sounding, rising up through the ground.
Yeah. Come on!
Anger is a gift. Yeah, they're very good at changing the pace. Very great transitions internally within each song. Yeah, it keeps you on your toes a bit when they keep kind of shifting the beat. The beat pattern kind of evolves as the kind of song evolves, which is cool.
The environment exceeding on the level of our unconsciousness. For example, what does the billboard say? Come and play, forget about the movement.
Very isolated now. There's our friend, that bass guitar.
Yeah. Freedom. Yeah, right. Freedom.
Oh man. Just a wild collection of sounds there to finish the album. Feels very fitting. Feels very fitting. Man, that was Rage Against the Machine by Rage Against the Machine. That last song there almost just kind of encapsulates what this album is about, this idea of fake freedom. If you don't know who Rage Against the Machine are, check this album out because it will tell you exactly what you need to know. Their message was clear. Their sound was very clear. And it's evident throughout that they are rebellious sounding, this hard rock influenced by hip hop. You can hear that as well. Which is really cool. The two sounds collaborating together. Hip hop seems to be an integral part of the song structure and the band structure. He was just spitting bars. And that last song, Freedom, I noticed a really, really great wordplay. There's a lot of great wordplay on this album. Generally, a lot of it is, tonally consistent with what the band's message is, this uprising mentality. I enjoyed kind of hearing their rage, hearing their passion. You can feel it through each of these songs. Not a sound that I'm usually inclined to listening to. So it's always great to step out of the bubble and almost do what Rage Against the Machine is suggesting. Step out of your comfort zone, rise up, take control of your music taste and try something different. I know that's not really the message they were going for, but I can take that message from this listen. I imagine this album was really pivotal and really important, and is still important today. Let me know what you guys think of this project. What have Rage Against the Machine meant to you? I'm glad I checked that one out. That's something different for me, something new. And it's just another band that I can add to the list of new artists that I've checked out this year, which is awesome. If you enjoyed this video, I want to see more. I do listen to a wide array of music on this channel, not only hard rock, but hip hop, a bit of dance, a bit of pop, a little bit of everything. So hopefully there's something for you. And if you enjoyed this video, I want to see more, feel free to hit the subscribe button and join the community. If you're a returning viewer, thank you as always for joining me on another video. It's always a pleasure to see you guys again. Take care. This was Rage Against the Machine by Rage Against the Machine. I'm Caveman Jack, and I will see y'all in the next video. Cheers.